Good morning, children. Stay safely at home and also please do the study related work properly, regularly on time. Now, already in the electricity chapter, all what is electric current, electric charge, electric potential difference, resistance, Ohm's law, all these things in details I have already discussed. Okay. Now, the different symbols we use in an electric circuit. Alright. Now, the first device that we use in an electric circuit, that is key. Now, what is a key? Key is an on-off device. Alright. What is key? Key is an on or off device. If you want to discontinue current in an electric circuit, then we use key. Now, children, I am not promising you. I am trying to collect from the school the apparatus. Generally, I used to discuss in the real classes. I discuss these topics, the two topics today I am discussing, that by showing the electrical apparatus. But now at present, as I am not having apparatus with me, I am trying to collect it. So I am just teaching you the theory part. And if I can collect within this Saturday, Sunday, then next week again I will make one video showing you the different apparatus and then I will post it. But now you just concentrate only on the theoretical concept. Okay. Practically, if possible, definitely I will show you in the next video. Now, what is key? So I said key is the on-off device, and key, there are different kinds of key. Okay. The main kind of key generally we use in the lab in practical means to do the experiment, that is plug key. In that plug key there is a plug. When you put on the plug within a hole, then the key is closed and it allows the electric current to pass through it. And when you take out the plug from the hole, then it is open. Once key is open and no current passes through the electric circuit. Alright. There is another key which is known as tap key. Tap key means you just simply like this, it is like this, and you have to tap this end. So tap key we generally use where we need the instantaneous current, means momentarily you want the current, then we use the tap key. Then another key is there, that is also known as, although we do not use the tap key for that, that is switch. Switch is also a on-off device. Now, what are the different symbols for this? You see, this is the plug key, symbol for plug key. This is the hole where we generally insert the plug. Okay, and this is the symbol for switch. Here you see, you are saying in almost all the cases we are having the piano switches at home, that if you tap this portion, then what happens? Switch is on. So when you are drawing the symbol of switch like this, it means it is a open one. Here also the key is open, and tap key means here you have to tap it. This point you have to press it down. Okay, then what will happen? Until and unless you are pressing it, the current will pass through the circuit. The moment you will release the finger, then what will happen? The key will become open. Okay, so these are the three symbols for plug key, switch and tap key when the key is open. Alright, now when you are inserting the plug, then the key is closed. So, how we represent symbolically that key is closed? By putting a dot within the gap. Okay. Then for switch, how you can say that switch is closed? There is no gap between these two. So you see this part it was like that when it was open, now it is touching. Then tap key also, you see the arrow is touching this end. So these are the symbols of the plug key, switch and tap key when the keys are closed. Alright. Then next point is sources of current, and you know that we generally use two type of current, direct current and alternating current. Previous video already I said what is direct current and what is alternating current. Now direct current generally we get from electric cell and batteries. Electric cell means only one cell you are using, means two electrodes within an electrolyte. Okay. So electric cell, this is the symbol. You see two parallel lines. One is bigger in size, another is smaller in size. Okay, that should be mentioned. Do not make them equal size. Then that will represent another device, that is capacitor. So be careful. One should be big in size, one should be small in size, and these two lines should be parallel to each other. Now the bigger one represent the positive terminal of the cell and the smaller one represent negative terminal of the electric cell. Now battery means when several cells are joined together in series, that is known as battery. What is battery? Several cells connected in series. Alright. Now in this one, although series and parallel connection again I will discuss. Series connection means you will see that just like you are having two hands, no? Just like you will see that most of the electrical devices are having two hands. So you can name them one as the left hand, another as the right hand. Okay. Now series connection means you are setting the devices side by side, left hand of other holding the right hand of the another device. Okay. So that is known as series connection. Just if I draw the diagram here. Suppose you are considering the key. You see, this is a series connection. One by one you are connecting, okay? And then another connection is known as parallel connection, when left side of all of them connected together. You see, left side of all the keys are connected together, right sides are connected together, then they are face to face. Okay, so this face to face, when you are placing the electrical devices, joining their left hands together, right hands together, then that is known as the parallel connection. This is the parallel connection and this is the series connection. Alright, now generally battery means what? All the electric cells are connected in series. You see what is done. Negative terminal of one cell connected to the positive terminal of the other cell. Negative terminal of one cell connected to positive terminal of the other cell. Okay, and then it is the two ends of the battery. So this is the symbol for battery. Now if you consider the DC source, then direct current source, as I said, electric cell and battery, then there is another source of electric current, that is the alternating current source. For alternating current, this is the symbol, means within a circle, this is the symbol we use. Actually, you know, alternating current, it looks like this, means the magnitude of the current first increases, become maximum, then decreases, become zero, again it changes the direction, in the opposite direction same thing takes place. So this is the symbol for the alternating current source. Then next means component of an electrical circuit is resistance. What is resistance? Already I have discussed. Now in the practical cases, generally we use two types of resistances. One is known as the fixed resistance. From the name you can make out. Here the resistance is not changing. Alright. So there is a resistance boxes, small kind of boxes are there, and it has two terminal. So this is the symbol for resistance. Resistance means opposition, no? So you see, this is the way we represent the opposition. And this is fixed resistance, means the value of the resistance is constant. Then there is another kind of resistance, that is known as the variable resistance. Again, variable resistance, there are two types. One is the resistance box we use. Now in the resistance box you will see that different plugs are there, alright, and below the plug the value of the resistance is given. Okay, if you take out the plug from the gap, then that resistance will be included within the circuit, and if you keep the plug back within that gap, then the resistance is not within that circuit. Okay, and in a resistance box you will see the resistances are given in this ratio 1:2, 2:2, 2:5. Means you may have the resistance of 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 2 ohm, 5 ohm, or you may have 10 ohm, then you may 10 ohm, then 20 ohm, 20 ohm, 50 ohm, like this. Is that clear? Means the ratio of the resistances is 1:2, 2:2, 2:5. Why it is so? That you have to understand. You see, by the digit 1, 2 to 5, you can construct all the digits from 1 to 10. You see here 3 if you want, then 2 plus 1 is 3. Then if you want 4 ohm resistance, then you take out the plug of 2 ohm, 2 ohm. 2 plus 2 is 4. You want 6 ohm resistance, then you take out the plug of 5 ohm and 1 ohm. 5 plus 1 is 6. Alright. You want 7 ohm resistance, then you have to take out 5 ohm and 2 ohm means plug resistance. Okay. Then 8 if you want, 5 to 1 is 8. 9 if you want, 5 to 2 is 9. Is that clear? So that's why in a resistance box you will never get a 3 ohm resistance. You will never get a 4 ohm resistance. You will never get a 6 ohm resistance. So this is the point you have to remember, that in a resistance box, resistance is given are in this ratio 1 is to 2 is to 2 is to 5. And what is the reason that why it is given like this? Because this is the minimum number of digit by which you can form all the digits from 1 to 9. That is the cause. Okay. So you see, in a resistance box, one can change the resistance used in the circuit. Okay. And so it is a variable resistance. But in case of resistance box, although you are changing the resistance, but every time when you are changing the resistance, you can definitely say that yes, this much resistance I am including within the circuit. Alright. Now, rheostat is also a variable resistance, but rheostat, one can increase the resistance or decrease the resistance included within the circuit, but you cannot say how much resistance you are including within the circuit, just like the resistance box. Okay, so this is the main difference between a rheostat and the resistance box. Okay, both are variable resistances, but in case of resistance box, one can specifically say this much is the resistance included. The value of the resistance included within the circuit, you can specify that. But for rheostat, you cannot specify the value of the resistance included within the circuit. Only thing you can do is that either you can increase the resistance or you can decrease the resistance. Okay. Now, for variable resistance box as well as rheostat, you may use one of these two symbols. Means when you are using the arrow, means you can change the position of the connection, and that's why you can change the resistance within it. Now here also, this is another symbol. If you change the arrow, position of the arrow, then what will happen? Resistance will vary. So these are the two symbols for variable resistance, and this is the symbol for fixed resistance. Now next device generally we use, that is ammeter. What is ammeter? Ammeter is a device which is used to measure electric current in the circuit. How much current is passing through a circuit? If you want to measure, then we use the device. Now this diagram you don't have to draw. I have just drawn a rough sketch so that you can understand. So it looks like this, and you will see here there will be two knobs. Okay, in one knob will be red colored. So red colored knob, it will be on the left side. It is considered as the positive terminal of the ammeter. And another knob, it will be black colored, which is considered as the negative terminal of the ammeter. Remember, ammeter is constructed in such a manner that it will allow current to enter within the device through the positive terminal, and it allows the current to leave through the negative terminal. Alright. Now, as we know that electrical circuit, there are two kind of connections, series and parallel. So, ammeter always connected in series. So, here I have point wise, I have mentioned what are the important points one should note down, learn, remember, lifelong if you continue in science. Okay, regarding ammeter. So first one, what is ammeter? It is used to measure magnitude of the current. Second, how to connect it? It should be connected in series within the electrical circuit. Then the third and fourth point is very, very important while doing any practical. Okay. Now remember, positive terminal of an ammeter should be connected to the positive terminal of the electric cell either directly or indirectly, and negative terminal of the ammeter should be connected to the negative terminal of the cell directly or indirectly. Now what is the cause? If you consider ammeter, within ammeter there is a scale. This ammeter and the scale you don't have to draw, you understand it, because now I don't have the device with me. So on the ammeter you will see there will be a scale like this. Okay, now you will see that this is the way, and here A will be written. Here A will be written. Below the scale A will be written. Means it is an ammeter. And you will see there is a pointer. When the no electric current is passing through the ammeter, the pointer will be touching 0 of the scale. And look at the scale very carefully. The 0 of the scale to the left side and positive terminal also to the left side. So you see, when through the positive terminal current will enter, then pointer it can deflect only in this direction. Alright, so what will happen if you connect positive terminal of the ammeter to the positive terminal of the electric cell, current will enter and the pointer will deflect in the direction and it will give you the magnitude of the current. Suppose at any instant of time the pointer is coming here. Okay, so how much it is? This is 0.6, 0.8. So you see, it means that 0.8 ampere current is passing through the electric circuit. Alright. Now, if you do the connection opposite, means instead of connecting positive terminal of the ammeter to the positive terminal of the battery, if you just connect opposite negative terminal of the ammeter connected, then what will happen? Through the negative terminal current will enter. So negative terminal is to the right side. Okay. So it will try to deflect the pointer in the opposite direction. So which will damage the device. That's why these 2 points are very important. That positive terminal of ammeter should be connected to the positive terminal of the battery directly or indirectly. And exactly in the same manner, negative terminal of ammeter should be connected to negative terminal of battery directly or indirectly. You just note down in the copy these 4 points, these 2 diagrams you don't have to draw. The diagrams I have drawn just to explain it. Next device is known as the voltmeter. Now, voltmeter, volt you know, volt is what? SI unit of potential. Potential difference also. So, what is voltmeter? Voltmeter is a device by which we can measure potential difference. PD I have written. PD is a short form of potential difference. You can use that short form also. Potential difference between the 2 points. So you see, as voltmeter is used to measure potential difference between 2 points, so it should be connected in parallel. You have to remember it. Ammeter, how to connect? In series. But voltmeter, how you have to connect the voltmeter? In parallel. Now, if you look at the voltmeter, voltmeter also look exactly like this. Only thing is that in case of voltmeter, ammeter I said A will be written. In case of voltmeter, you will see V will be written below the scale. And in case of voltmeter also, you will observe that there is a scale whose 0 is on the leftmost side. Leftmost side, the 0 of the voltmeter is there. Alright, and when there is no current passing through the circuit, then voltmeter pointer will be at 0. That's why these 2 points for the ammeter and voltmeter, they are same. Means what? When you are connecting the voltmeter to the circuit, positive terminal means the red terminal should be connected to the positive terminal of a battery directly or indirectly. And negative terminal should be connected to the negative terminal of the battery directly or indirectly. Is that clear? Because in case of voltmeter also, pointer only can move from left to right. Alright, if you want to try to move the pointer to the left side, then it will simply break or the device may be damaged. So that's why these are also two important points strictly should be followed while connecting voltmeter to a circuit. Alright, so please note down these 4 points related with the voltmeter. Again, these two diagram there is no need to draw in the copy. Now the next device we generally use in the electrical circuit, that is galvanometer. Galvanometer also it looks like this, alright. But one thing is that galvanometer, if you consider the scale, and in case of galvanometer, G will be written below the scale. Now this is the basic difference between galvanometer, ammeter and voltmeter. In ammeter and voltmeter, what I said, on the scale 0 is to the leftmost side, but for galvanometer 0 is in the middle. Alright, you see on both sides the galvanometer, where is the pointer? Pointer is in the middle and 0 is in the middle. So you see, in case of galvanometer, the pointer may move to the right also, the pointer may move to the left also. Okay, now what is the galvanometer? What is the use of the galvanometer? It is used to detect current in the circuit. Alright, to detect current in the circuit, also to detect the direction of current in the circuit. Direction of current in the circuit. Alright, but remember, it will direction of current in the circuit. It never used to measure the amount of current. It will never say you how much is the current passing through the circuit. Only it will say that current is there in the circuit or not, or if current is there, in which direction current is passing. Okay, now how to find out? If the current is there in the circuit, then galvanometer will not be at 0. Okay, galvanometer will be in any side. Okay, pointer, not galvanometer, sorry, pointer of the galvanometer will not be at 0, it will be on any side. Is that clear? And how it can detect the direction of this current? You see, if the galvanometer pointer is in this side, okay, suppose this is 0 and the galvanometer pointer is to the right side. It means what? Current in the circuit is moving from left to right. Okay, but if the pointer is to the right of the 0, to the left of the 0, it means that the current is moving from right to left. Is that clear? So you see, in case of galvanometer, galvanometer also connected in series, but in this case there is no restriction like ammeter and voltmeter that positive terminal has to be connected to the positive terminal of the battery. You may join any terminal, although red, black, positive, negative given, but you may join it to any terminal. Is that clear? So in this case, what are the symbols for ammeter, voltmeter and galvanometer? For all, you see the same kind of symbol, means in a circle. Within that there should be an arrow. The arrow represents the pointer, plus minus should be written. If it is ammeter, write down A outside. If it is voltmeter, write down V outside. And if it is galvanometer, write down G outside. Okay. So what is the basic difference between ammeter and galvanometer? Galvanometer can say you that current is there in the circuit or not, and galvanometer can also say in which direction the current is passing. Is that clear? But galvanometer cannot give you the exact amount of current passing through the circuit. But ammeter, it can measure the exact amount of current passing through the circuit. Then the last electric device generally we use, that is load. May suppose you are connecting one electric bulb, electric heater to a circuit. Now electric bulb, electric heater, they just offer resistance to the circuit, but that's why we call them as the load. Means how much is the resistance offered in the circuit. Now for bulb, this is the symbol we use for bulb. Means that is the inside the bulb, you have seen that there is a coil, and the coil is very long and very thin. So as it is very long, so it is just spiraled this way. So this is the symbol for bulb, whereas for heater this is the symbol. Okay. So electric bulb, heater, these are also known as load, and for bulb this is the symbol, and for heater this is the symbol. No, not this one. Be careful girls, this is not the symbol for heater, this is the symbol for heater. So that's all about the different kind of symbols of the means devices that we use in a circuit diagram.